The Bigme HiBreak is not your ordinary smartphone and doesn't try to be. In a market filled with flashy, high-resolution OLED screens, this phone takes a completely different path with its 5.8-inch e-ink display. If you've ever used an e-reader like a Kindle, you'll immediately recognize the unique benefits of e-ink technology. But the HiBreak goes beyond being just an e-reader. It's a fully functional Android smartphone. Let's start with the design. The Bigme HiBreak feels lightweight and comfortable in your hand, weighing just 172 grams. It's one of those phones you can use for hours without feeling the heft. The back has a faux leather finish, which looks good and provides a solid grip while resisting fingerprints and smudges. This material choice gives the phone a premium feel despite its affordability. The bezels are symmetrical, thin on the sides and slightly thicker on the top and bottom, giving the phone a balanced and understated look. While it's not the most premium design you'll see, it's sturdy and functional, with additions like a USB-C port, a customizable shortcut key, and a SIM tray that also supports microSD cards. Now let's talk about the star of the show, the e-ink display. The HiBreak comes in two versions, a black and white model with a sharp 275 pixels per inch resolution, and a color model with 91 pixels per inch. The black and white version is fantastic for reading, offering crisp and clear text that's easy on the eyes, even for extended periods. This color version is great if you're into comics or light illustrations, though the colors are more muted compared to traditional displays. What makes this display truly stand out is its usability in bright sunlight. Unlike LCDs or OLEDs that struggle outdoors, the HiBreak's screen remains perfectly readable. However, e-ink technology does have its limitations. The refresh rate is slower than traditional screens, meaning animations and fast-moving content don't look as smooth. Bigme addresses this with multiple refresh modes, like Extreme Mode for speed and HD Mode for better visual quality. These modes can be customized per app. For example, you can use Comic Mode for ebooks and Extreme Mode for web browsing. Performance-wise, the Bigme HiBreak runs on a MediaTek Helio P35 processor with 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. It's not a powerhouse, but it's more than capable of handling the kind of tasks this phone is built for. Apps load quickly, multitasking is smooth, and everyday activities like messaging, browsing, and using e-reading apps feel seamless. Don't expect to play graphics-intensive games, though. This phone isn't built for that. Instead, it's optimized for productivity and light use, which is exactly what it promises. The Bigme HiBreak offers a solid experience for ebooks and manga, though the smaller screen size may feel limiting for manga enthusiasts who prefer full-page layouts. The color e-paper display enhances graphic content, and features like volume buttons for page turning or expanding speech bubbles add convenience. The grayish background of the display is a minor drawback compared to true white e-ink devices. When it comes to software, the HiBreak runs Android 11 with a custom UI that's tailored for e-ink displays. The e-ink center is a standout feature, letting you fine-tune settings like refresh rates, contrast, and brightness. The phone comes preloaded with useful apps like Kindle, WPS Office, and a voice-to-text tool. Bigme has even included a built-in AI assistant called Bigme GPT, which can answer questions, draft essays, and even create simple illustrations. The HiBreak's cameras are functional, but far from groundbreaking. The 13-megapixel rear camera is fine for quick snaps and document scanning, but don't expect high-end photography. The 5-megapixel front camera is suitable for video calls and quick selfies. However, neither camera will blow you away in terms of quality, especially in low-light conditions, where the results can be grainy. One area where the HiBreak shines is battery life. The 3,300 mAh battery might not sound impressive on paper, but thanks to the low power consumption of the e-ink display, it easily lasts 10 to 15 hours of regular use. If you primarily use it for reading or light tasks, you might even stretch it over multiple days. The downside? Charging takes about 2.5 hours, since the phone only supports USB 2.0 speeds. Overnight battery drain is another minor issue, with a 1% loss per hour if Wi-Fi and cellular are left on. Switching to airplane mode at night can help mitigate this. At $249 for the black and white version and $279 for the color model, the Bigme HiBreak is reasonably priced for what it offers. It's not trying to compete with flagship devices. Instead, it carves out its own niche as a minimalist smartphone-like e-reader. If you value simplicity, long battery life, and a unique reading-focused experience, the HiBreak is well worth considering.